All right, there we go. I just had to go over to the YouTube screen to and to say we have two viewers. So I guess you and I are the only ones here right now.
Hi, Mike. Happy Friday. Happy Good Friday to you, I should say.
Yeah, well, happy Good Friday to you too. I didn't even
Thank
realize this until today that this is Easter weekend.
I know. Last night I came down to get a snack and I turned on. I was watching somebody stream and Rob and McKay, and Rob said, "Oh yeah, it's Good Friday," and I was like, "Ooh, I came down here to get a bowl of chili," and it was like 12:30 at night, and I'm like, "I'm gonna have to make it a bowl of soup and grilled cheese." Luckily.
Oh yeah, you observe. You have a.
I try to. My kids are hardcore Catholic, and I'm kind of the black sheep in that I don't go to church. I just have it in my heart type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, I know you. Well, you at least sound better now. So
I do. I feel a little better. So yeah, I'll go ahead and explain real quick that you guys haven't seen me here for the last 2 weeks ago. I was visiting my grandson, and then last week I was sick. I'm still sick. I think I'm at the tail end of it. But I'm really very congested, and I took some Sudafed before coming down here, and it's starting to kick in. But you guys can tell, like my voice, I'm really congested, and if I start coughing, I'm going to be like muting and going away from the camera quite a bit. So please bear with me, but I'll try to do my best. I'm feeling okay right now.
All right. Well, let's see. We're just going to give it a few minutes to see if just give people a chance to get in here.
Is anyone here?
I think right now, I think you and I are the only ones here.
Sometimes it says 2 watching, and there's more, but yeah, okay. Well, that's cool. I guess other than being sick, I did a whole lot of nothing this week, so that's where I'm at. I've been watching iCarly on. I set the DVR on the YouTube TV, I got the iCarly series, so I've been watching that. I love that show. I watched it when it was first run back in 2007 or 2012. So
yeah, well, I know that iCarly, I guess, has had some controversy recently.
I'm not watching the new one. I'm watching the old one because they've got there's the new reboot, which looks like it kind of sucks.
Well, I'm not talking about with the reboot. I'm actually talking about with the original show.
Talking about Dan Schneider.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan Schneider's kind of that's a big black mark on the whole show with him.
From what I understand, they were trying to say. I guess they were saying that. I don't know if he's a producer. I think he's a producer, isn't he?
He is a producer.
He's a producer on the show. I think he was trying to position some of the female cast members to be showing off their feet a little bit more.
The feet thing. He got fired in 2018 for different reasons, though. It wasn't the feet. There was other stuff. I don't know. It seemed more like he liked the feet thing, but there's been some allegations. I think it's more that he was a real jerk and a real hard ass. Excuse my language. A real hard-nosed jerk to these child stars, and many people had seen him kind of yelling at these kids. He'd pull them off stage and stuff. And you would remember him from let's see,
Head of the Class,
and before that, he was one of the Cobra Kais. He was the big fat Cobra Kai that, like in the.
I don't remember seeing him in there.
He was I remember or Karate Kid. Yeah.
Yeah,
he was.
I remember Dan Schneider from Head of the Class with Howard.
Head of the Class, and then after that, he, him and someone else produced, wrote, and did All That, the Nickelodeon show, All That, and that was his first. When he decided I'm going to go behind the cameras, All That was such a success that he said, "All right, this is what I'm doing," and he made a lot of good kid shows for Nickelodeon. So I respect, it's the whole art and artist type of thing. I like the guy for what he produced and what he made for Nickelodeon. I like a lot of his shows. You know me, I like kid shows. So. But yeah, as far as like him being kind of a weirdo or mean or stuff like that, that's a bummer. It just.
Well, I mean, so there are a couple. Yeah, I mean, I know that Well, I guess one was that he was a hard-nosed jerk, as you put it, but also one of the things I know they were accusing him of was the whole thing with the feet thing and how it might have certain other implications there. If you
It's
get
a foot fetish. You know what? Here's the thing. No one has, not one of these girls has ever accused him of touching them. Like he's never done anything inappropriate to them specifically, but just that he's a weirdo. And watching iCarly now and seeing like, when the cameras, they're sitting there, the two girls, and they've got their feet up, and I'm like, yeah, he is a weirdo. Why is he doing this? But I mean, it's just a thing that he's into. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Chappelle claims that he's into feet. Some people get off on that, but
mm-hmm.
I don't think. I don't know what I'm saying, but
we're trying to kill some time here to let people.
Yeah, and I'm trying to be nice again too, because I love this show and I love Nickelodeon, and I hate the drama behind the scenes. That makes things horrible. That ruins a lot of entertainment, a lot of movies and a lot of things is what's gone on behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, a story, and I don't know if you were here the night I covered it, but there was I think it was a couple nights ago. Well, actually, it initially came on. The story itself showed up on Tuesday, but I didn't cover it till Wednesday. That was the SAG-AFTRA story about the do not work order for an Ocean Studios production. That was on the anime side of it.
What? Really?
So Ocean Studios is a dub studio up in Canada. Okay. It's up there in Vancouver. And as I've mentioned before, because I know Vic has talked about this too. So what the story was, apparently Ocean Studios got the right to dub anime series called Dragon Quest: The Legend of Dai, or The Adventures of Dai. I guess the current one. Okay. But
is that based off the old video game? Like how that?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
There was a series back in '91 for it, but I think this is for the newer series. They got the right to dub it.
Okay.
But instead of hiring Canadians to do their normal voice crew,
mm-hmm.
they I guess were sending feelers out to try to. I guess they were trying to get LA voice actors to come up and do it. Or
really? Okay.
Yeah. But apparently the SAG-AFTRA, which is the Screen Actors Guild Association for, I guess, television and radio artists, that's a union for the actors, voice actors, I guess.
Yeah.
And they sent a do not work order because apparently Ocean Studios would not agree to their basic contract. There's some kind of basic contract that has certain minimum requirements that have to be upheld in order for union actors to basically work. And I guess Ocean. The thing that struck me though about this story wasn't as much that it was something I remember hearing, because I know Vic has talked about this before. And you probably heard me talk about this before, where I guess up in Canada there, they get certain tax incentives, tax breaks if they hire their own people.
Okay.
If they don't outsource outside of their country,
I can see that. You know why? Because Hollywood studios have been going up to Vancouver for 2 decades now and getting tax breaks and just like, and then they bring their own people up with them, right? So as much as like Vancouver loves that they're getting money in, they're saying, well, hey, don't bring your own people, like use us. That'd be my guess, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but because people have talked about, well, why doesn't Vic go up to Canada to where he could probably work for like Ocean or their subsidiary Blue Water Studios or even maybe Nelvana or one of the studios in Toronto. And the reason is because apparently most of the studios up there wouldn't hire him because they actually get a tax break if they hire their own countrymen. Basically, they get a significant. So that was what
Sure, I can see that.
Yeah,
it's kind of a bummer, but like I said, I mean, I understand why it happens.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, it looks like we're past the 10-minute mark, and I did actually send a message to Toys letting him know that we were on. Apparently on Facebook, it said he was on, but I know I guess I think his wife's been having some medical issues of late. So,
Okay.
But anyways,
yeah, go ahead, start it up. I have a as people come in, I do have my hangman, even though I don't feel great. I've got my hangman. I have a word. It's 7 letters. As people come in, we can play or whatever.
All right. So anyway, so I guess it's a good time to get started then. So first off, we're gonna look over the David McKay publication because, as you know, as I've told you before, for whatever reason, we can't seem to find the actual books for it, the actual comic to read. So we'll just read the synopses here from GCD and look at some of the stuff that we can look at.
Okay.
Issue notes inside, front and back covers. So this is feature book number 20. Now, as we've talked about before, the feature books, and this is the first. David McKay was the first company to do this, where this was their first attempt to have a monthly, but instead of focusing on one character, they would rotate characters, where you'd have, because as we've talked about, most of the comics back in these days, most of the monthly books were anthologies. This was one of those books where they were focusing on one character, but instead of focusing on one character for every issue, they would rotate, and we will see that again in a couple weeks here when we look at single series as well.
Okay. Interesting. Good to know.
Click on the cover here. So for issue number 20 here, they decided to focus in on the Phantom. Phantom, who was, of course, created by Lee Falk, who also was doing Mandrake the Magician at the time, part of the King Features. So here's the cover right here, and that girl looks pretty good right there, huh?
That's a good-looking dame.
Yeah.
A woman.
Yeah.
Don't want to upset anyone.
Now, Grant, the only time I've seen the Phantom was during the '86 cartoon series Defenders of the Earth. But you look there and see what he's got in his hand there.
He's got a gun.
Yeah, it just kind of strikes me because I remember from the Defenders of the Earth cartoon, Defenders of the Earth. Let's see, King of the Jungle, the hero who stalks. The beast call him brother, the ghost who walks. Phantom.
I never heard that one. Earth. Toys made the scene. Hey, Toys, good to see you. Happy Friday. Hey, Good Friday. If you.
Hey there, boys. Tumbleweed blows by. Yep. All right. Well, thank you for dropping in there, Toys. All right. So let's at least go back here to this part. So, got the issue notes. Okay, we already read that. Jungle Adventure. So the cover was penciled and inked by Ray Moore. So Ray Moore did the art on it. Lee Falk did some of the initial art, but they'll have a little. I'll read that off here in a moment. Here, letters, typeset, credit. This book would be reprinted in the Phantom 1993 series. From Pacific Comics Club. So I don't know if that was it. So the Sing Brotherhood Part 1 was the name of this story. Script by Lee Falk and then penciled and inked by Lee Falk and Ray Moore. The characters in this included the current Phantom of the time, Kit Walker, Devil, Gurren, Diane Palmer, Sala, Melville Horton, Jimmy Wells, Kabai Singh, Ahmed Singh, the Phantom's grandfather, the 19th Phantom, the Phantom's father, the 20th Phantom, which I guess would make the Phantom himself the 21st Phantom, Sir Christopher Standish, the first Phantom, reprints, they'd have but reprinted from the Phantom Dailies from King Features, dated February 17th, 1936 to June 20th, 1936. Index or notes on here. The Singh Brotherhood is the first Phantom Daily story. The second half of this continuity appears in issue 22, originally penciled, inked, and scripted by Falk. We were just talking about that. Art was given to Moore after the first few weeks, as Falk, who was also doing Mandrake the Magician, was too pressed for time. So he was scripting two stories. He was scripting the Phantom feature as well as, and this one taking up a whole book here.
Woody just popped in.
Hey, Woody.
Good to see you.
Mm-hmm. Hi, guys, and I mean that to sound like when Magnum PI is greeting the two Dobermans.
What were their names? Zeus and what were the Dobermans' names on Magnum PI? Zeus and Woody, tell me the other one.
I don't know.
I won't look it up. I'll let Woody tell me.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's it for the David McKay. Oh,
okay.
I was at a collection expo today. Picked up a movie figure from Spawn, Melbosa, and Laugh Out Loud. Can of Worms is a cakewalk. I need to make part 3, print 3 pages for
pegs.
3 pegs for joint. Maybe more if I look at the hands.
Look at the hands.
Or look at the hands. Currently rebuilding the neck as it exploded. Laugh out loud like, oh my God, devil, don't torture me. Laugh out loud.
I watched your video that you put up today, like 10 minutes after it came out. So I saw you. This is the same guy you put in the cup of water, and then you open them up, and let's see, you're working on the bands on the legs of the one guy, and then the one guy had like scuff on the side stuff. So that was cool. It's a cool looking figure. That's the one you're talking about.
Yeah. Laugh out loud. You must have liked that show even more than I did. It was a good runner up to Rockford as great PI series.
Sorry, Woody. Here's the age difference: 10 years. I thought Rockford sucked. I hated it as a kid, and Magnum PI ruled. Sorry.
All right. So anyway, so we're pretty much done with this part. So now
Woody made me laugh.
So now let's get on to our feature presentation, as they like to say, which is, now the funny thing is, even though I'm doing this issue now as part of the December coverage. Technically, the on sale date for this issue that we're about to read, Volume 1, Number 5, Jumbo Comics from Fiction House, technically, at least according to the one site I use, it technically went on sale on November 28th. But you had two books come out in November and then none come out in December. So I just figured I'd push the number 5 back to where, you wouldn't be trying to read two of the same comic at the same time. So.
Since creepy crawlers.
Creepy crawlers. Creepy crawlers.
That's a good callback, Woody. Or just a good call thing. Creepy crawlers rule. Everyone loves those.
All right, so here we go. Batgoat. Since we actually have some people in here,
mm-hmm.
you wanna say anything real quick as to like anything that we normally do on Friday nights?
Sure. I do have, I think I said this when toys came in. I do have I've got a word for Hangman, a 7-letter word. And I'll just say it again that I have been sick for a while. So if you can hear it in my voice. And when I mute and go off camera, it's probably because I'm coughing. But I'm feeling okay right now. I took some Sudafed, so I dried up a little bit.
Yeah. I just figured, since we actually have some people in here now.
Yeah. So, and I'm keeping track of the lulls, and we do have a 7-letter word when we start playing Hangman.
All right, so here we go. Jumbo commentary here, number 5. Starring bigger and better funnies. Hey, let me off this contraption. Yippee! Don't worry, boys. Bobsledding is the safest sport in the world. Like Santa Claus right there. Whoa, back up. Whoa, back up. And on the bottom here, of course, you got the Hawk of the Hawk and Sea feature, Spencer Steele. And of course, they're colored on the front here, but in the book, it's still black and white. Okay. There's a good color shot of Sheena right there.
Oh yeah, there she is.
And then here's Dr. Hayward over here. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if I told you this before, Batgoat, but Sheena, of course, is written by Will Eisner under the pseudonym W. Morgan Thomas. And Dr. Hayward, which we talked a little bit about, RJ and I did as well, because Dr. Hayward was actually written by Jack Kirby under the pseudonym Kurt Davis.
Okay.
So Jack Kirby was famously known for creating like Fantastic Four for Marvel and the New Gods in DC. So stick them up. Big pages, big pictures, big type, easy to read. So here we go then. So with that, let's go ahead and get moving here. See where we're at on. All right, we're at 125, which we're okay with that for right now. Names of prize winners in Jumbo Jim's prize party in October 1938. Jumbo Comics. Here's a cartoon contest, so all the
Jumboner contest.
Yeah, Jimbo. Yeah. Well, I'm sure that had a much different meaning that it would probably take today.
I think so. It sounds funny to us, but
only because of what it implies today. All right. So first prize $5. So look at this, Batgoat. We have a $5. So Irene Hopkins, age 13.
Yeah, that's righteous bucks. Let's figure it out.
So $5 back in 1938. What would that be today?
$5 would be $101.95. Yeah.
Wow.
Remember, like I said, this is based off the CPI, the consumer blah 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 purchase index or something. So I think it changes. So it might be a little bit higher over the last year because of inflation, but I don't know.
All right, so know that. Bobby, Inspector Dayton, Ox of the Seas. Of course, we'll probably come back to some of these as time goes on. We're just trying to get to our main stories first, and then, of course, always we'll go, time permitting, we'll go back and look over, some of the
Jumboner. Jump on it. Jump on it. Jumboner.
that especially for today, that would be a very interesting portmanteau. There are probably a few guys who I'd say are 7 foot tall who probably get the you know what. Anyways, okay, and one of the things I found out from some of my research, Gilda Gay was written and drawn by Bernard Bailey, who also did Tex Thompson at this time.
Oh, okay.
So, anyway, I'm going to enlarge the print here. So, Gilda Gay, the modern girl. So, let's once again take a look at what a modern girl was for 1938.
All right, Gilda.
Let's see what she has to say here. All right, so here we go. There's Gilda. Hello, Gilda. Say, when are you going to marry me? Well, not today. Try me again sometime. But we could get along so beautifully. You'd better get along immediately. Why can't I ever get you to say yes? Why don't you ask me if I'm hungry?
Way to go, Gilda. I'm laughing at what Toys just said. He apparently dropped a stink bomb in front of his kids, and they all ran out of the room.
Oh.
Way to go, Toys.
Oh, in other words,
there's nothing like dropping stink bombs on your kids and having them freak out. It's one of the things I miss about being.
Is that one that is that the type that comes from your body?
Exactly. Yes. A poot.
Yeah.
A toot.
Shoot. A little bit of shooting there, huh?
A little tooting.
Yeah. Why, yes, Monty. I'd really love to go walking today. I'll be ready in an hour. We're right near Dad's office. Would you mind if I stopped up for a minute? Not at all. I'll wait downstairs for you. Your daughter's outside, sir. Ask her to come in. Hi, Dad. I just ran into your office to say hello. Too late, dear. Your mother ran in to say hello and got my last dollar.
I love it. That is a classic.
Your daughters ever do that to you, Batgoat?
No. I just go ahead and give them money. They don't have to ask.
You're the gayest something, isn't she?
I will say this, though. I think my daughter expects that I'm going to give her money at this point because I've set the precedent. So, like, I can't not do it anymore, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like she'll then go, "Oh, Daddy, why
she wouldn't say anything. I don't think, but the same thing with my son. I if I give one money, I give the other money as well. And these kids are quite expensive. Ooh.
Yeah.
Or I mean, the grandkids are expensive. I give them money each time a kid is born. They like that.
Well, I mean, they need money to, obviously to help get the kids going in life, right?
Yeah, especially when they're born. So I'm talking about the kind of thing where I have to go to my bank and sit down with a banker and cash a few things and give them quite a bit of money. They like that.
Sheena, Queen of the Jungle by W. Morgan Thomas, a.k.a. Will Eisner. So here we go. Here we go with one of our other favorite ladies, Sheena the Jungle. Sheena. There is a grave trouble in the Latonga tribe Bob and Sheena have come to the chief to hear the story of the tribe's misfortunes. Oh, wait. A few moons ago, white men came to our jungle giving us great gifts of gold. They have camped near our villages. I think they have brought an evil curse upon our people. First, our cattle died in a strange way. My people are plagued with an evil disease, yet these men are friendly and generous. Odd? Where is this? Where is their camp, Chief Ungui? To the south of this cave, the Valley of the Thunder Gods. Strange tale, isn't it, Sheena? Yes. Let us see who these strangers are.
Smallpox, I bet, said Toys. Yikes.
That would have been common back then.
White man was known to do that.
Or measles or mumps or any of the other assorted diseases back then.
I know.
To the south, squatting in a little valley, is a white encampment, watched over by a lone native standing before a tent. 3 white men confer. We sure got those Latonga natives scared. It won't be long before they leave these parts like frightened rabbits.
Yeah, they're jerks.
Trying to force them out.
Yeah.
As soon as those blacks are out of the way, we start operations. I'm having drills and machinery brought down by plane. Let's see. But how will we be able to prove that this land belongs to us? I'll get the chief to sign some phony papers. It'll be a cinch. Yeah, it's a setup, all that, oil filled, and just waiting for wells to be sunk into it. And 100 war scared nations just waiting to buy all the oil we can supply. We've got black gold, Sandy. Black gold. Yeah, now, of course, as we know, this is around the time when, this was just before World War II started in Europe. This would be 3 years until America's involvement in World War II.
Correct, yeah. So, I mean, it's a true statement. So it's a very true statement. For the time, yeah. Correct.
Moving on to the next.
Yeah, Mike DM'd you because no one was here, Toys. The first 10 minutes, Mike and I were sitting here going with the crickets. So he DM'd you. Texas tea. Up from the ground come a bubbling crude oil, that is.
Yeah.
Black gold, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, Jed's a millionaire. Kin folks said, Jed, move away from there.
Yeah, well, you know me, Toys. I'm trying to get people to get here a little early. Get here earlier, get more like towards the beginning of the stream and watch the whole show. So, anyways, and then here we go. Sheena, Queen of the, and we already read all that. So, unknown to Bob and Sheena, the mysterious supernatural forces that have driven the Latonga tribe from their villages are none other than a gang of greedy whites. In an effort to discover the facts, Bob and Sheena decide to explore the deserted village. They arrive at dusk, and after a hasty meal, the two discuss plans.
California is the place to be. That's good choice.
What was that?
I was singing the Beverly Hillbillies, and Toys just added on to that.
And the next morning, before the sunup, the pair separate on their prearranged route. By nightfall, we will meet here again. Compare our findings. Right. If you are not back by dusk, I'll set out to look for you. Good luck, Sheena. Goodbye, Bob. As the dawn's first rays penetrate into the jungle, a symphony of jungle sounds announce the advent of a new day. The advent of a new day. What do you think that particular phrase means, Batgoat?
The advent of it. Oh boy, I can't even describe. I mean, I've heard it before. The promise of a new day. The beginning of a new day. I mean, like, I don't know.
Let's see. Well, let's see what context clues can tell us here. As the dawn's first rays penetrate into the jungle, a symphony of jungle sounds announce the advent of a new day.
The day has just started. The day is being summoned by the creatures and the life and noises and things like that.
Mm-hmm. From the valley, Sandy, the trader, peers from his hut at the vacated native village. Hey, who's that in the village? Looks like someone's up to something in the village. Come on, we'll investigate. Right, boss. Keep guard on our tent. We're going to have a look at Latonga village. Okay, Sandy, leave it to me. It may be a native just prowling about the huts. If it is, we'll scare the daylights out of him just as we did the tribe.
Yeah, Woody, I remember that video, that Weird Al video with the Money for Nothing one. Because the who sings that song, Money for Nothing? That would be
Money for Nothing. I think that was Dire Straits.
Thank you. The Dire Straits video, the original one, that was from what, mid to late 80s, right? So remember the video had that very early 3D animation type stuff. And so Weird Al did a version of it with the 3D animation, just with the Weird Al character and the hair. It was really funny. I totally forgot about that. That's a good call, Woody.
Having seen someone prowling about the native village, Sandy decides to investigate. If that was a native I saw, it'll be a cinch to scare him out. We gotta be careful to keep those superstitious Latongas out of that territory, man. Sandy's men examine the jungle's edge. Unaware of the danger, Bob strides through the primitive undergrowth. Like there's him like going through the trees there.
Mm-hmm.
As he nears the jungle's edge, one of Sandy's men sights him. He raises his gun. Hold it, Kurt. It's a white man. Hey, men, surround him. Immediately, Bob is covered. I say, white men. But why the guns, gentlemen? I'm unarmed. What are you doing here? This is private territory. Cut the chatter, Kurt. Take this guy back to camp. We'll talk there. Deep in the jungle, Sheena, unaware of what's happened, makes her way through the trees. This would look a lot better if there was some color to it, wouldn't you say, Batgoat?
Probably, but because it's the jungle thing, they're playing with the light and dark pretty good, I think, through the jungle. You know what I mean? Like making good dark patches.
Yeah. I would, again, I would just like to see more like the front cover, the color version of, she.
Sure. Yeah.
Suddenly, she halts before a small clearing, staring in wonder at a black puddle oozing from the soft earth. So, what do you think she's found, Batgoat?
Quicksand. Wait, say it again. Say it again.
Ooze? Black ooze?
Oh, I'm sorry. She stepped into the Texas tea.
Yeah, I would say that's a good guess.
Yeah. Woody, that video came out in 1985. I just looked it up. 1985 for that.
Yeah, I thought it was 82. It came out, but
85.
Money for nothing and the chicks for free.
When did the Weirdo one come out?
All right, so I guess that one's continued till next month. Anyways, moving on then. Money for nothing and the chicks for free. I guess this is the last page of the story until next month. Of course, in this case, though, they didn't give any notation. Notice how on previous issues they'd say continued in the next issue or something like that?
Yeah.
They didn't hear, so
that's strange.
Maybe they'd stop doing that by this point, I guess.
Weird Al video came out in 1989, 4 years after. Sorry, Mike. I had to look that up.
No problem. Well, we're at the 43-minute mark right now. So.
Yeah, doing good. That was a good Sheena story. I can't wait to see what happens with those evil whiteys. They're pretty bad guys there.
All right, here we go. Here's our last main feature before we go about the other ways here. I'll go ahead and. All right, The Diary of Dr. Hayward by Kurt Davis, a.k.a. Jack Kirby.
If he was Dr. Haywood, there'd
Hayward.
Be some. But if it was Wood, W-O-O-D, there'd be some dirty jokes involved with.
Like frolicking in the Haywood?
No, there's a Haywood, and then you added. Oh boy! If you don't know the joke, I probably shouldn't say it. It's pretty dirty.
Oh yeah, I think I get it now.
it's a name that you add after Haywood, and it makes it sound really bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, that's where my mind goes.
That's all right, but that's what makes things more entertaining on these Friday nights, right?
Okay.
All right. Anyways, ready, Batgoat, for me to.
I'm ready.
All right. Yes, gentlemen. Before you is a man possessing the power to make things invisible, like this guinea pig in this class, think it's supposed
I think
to
they
be
meant to
glass.
say glass.
Yeah, but the letter they forgot to do that part with it.
Put the serif on it or whatever you call the line.
Yeah. Guinea pig, this glass case. Now all I need is your aid to return him to visibility. My aid? How can I help when I don't know your theory? I will tell it to you. You see, have always dealt in the occult sciences, while you have worked with scientific apparatus. Oh, I see. By my watch, that it is time for dinner. Let's go upstairs. Excellent. I'm very hungry. Ah, Dr. Hayward. Words cannot express my admiration of your home life and the young lady. She's very beautiful. That that is that is Laura Hayward, my fiance, Ali Pasha. Fiance, you are indeed a lucky fellow not to have competition. Yes, Ali Pasha. I am always on my guard for rival suitors. It's kind of funny how they openly have that discussion there. That would be. Now, Batgoat, I know you were obviously married at one point.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel discussing with another man, potentially being a rival suitor to your wife? I know you're.
Yeah, it's a little forward, and I don't. Yeah, it's kind of forward the way he's talking. I mean, I remember every once in a while someone would be like, "Hey, your wife or your girl is cute or good looking." Hey, thanks, but like that's the farthest I ever heard. I never had anyone say, "Boy, you're lucky she's already taken, or else I'd move in." That wouldn't sit well with me.
That seems to be the implication, doesn't it?
That's what I think too. You're right. I like it's kind of skeevy and creepy.
Oh, yes, they make a handsome couple dancing like that. Oh yes, Ali, they make a handsome couple dancing like that.
That was a good one, Woody.
What?
You read Woody's last sentence. That's a good one.
All right, come back and. His very last thing, or right before it?
Yeah, his very last one.
All right. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
But this is a formidable man. He can make hamsters invisible.
That's a good one, Woody.
Oh, what a person get away with that they could be invisible, huh? That
yeah.
Make out like
ultimate superpower. No, totally.
Give me a moment. I'm gonna need to go out
here
for a quick.
Very cool. Go ahead. I'll cover. All right. So let's see. Woody started out with a T. And unfortunately, a T is a miss. So I'll go ahead and put. No, I don't need to put that in chat. We don't have any letters. Still 7 letters. T is a miss. I do. I've got my temporary Lulz trophy here, so I'm keeping track. And how about this? Who wants a chance card? Who wants an old Monopoly chance card? I bought packs of old Monopoly chance cards when they changed them into the woke versions, or like you can't win a beauty contest and all the, wokey, stupid stuff. So I do have original chance cards. Was it chance or community chest? Which was the one that they changed?
All right. Anyways, okay, and it looks like Action just asked for a B there, Batgoat.
Okay. Second prize in a beauty contest, so it's community chest. Ooh, can't do that. That's misogyny. Yay, woke. All right, B. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
B is a miss.
All right. So, anyways, let's get back to the story here.
4 points.
Let's see. Yeah, so they basically went from a guy trying to transfer his brain into another guy to a guy who turns things invisible.
I think invisibility is the dopest of all superpowers. If I had one power, I would totally take invisibility. I've thought about that ever since I was a kid.
Theoretically, get away with if you could turn yourself invisible,
and just to be able to get into places and spy and just see what was going on and stuff like that's. Well, not like spy like a creepo, not that, but just I don't know. I just think it'd be cool.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get back to the story here. They've been through a lot together. They are very close to each other. They plan to marry soon, if all is well. Yes, if nothing happens. Oh boy, the way he said that.
Yeah, he's trying to muscle in on the territory.
And if you look at him, I'm guessing he might be a little older than them, though.
And balder and fatter.
I think the young couple may be in their 20s. This guy probably is in his 40s. Probably.
Yeah, I'm no stealth fashion model.
Now, from what I understand from some of the research I've read too, Laura, the girl, is Dr. Hayward's daughter, I believe.
Okay.
The girl is the older guy right on the right there. Well, doctor, may I have your answer? The answer is conditional. If you agree to give your secret to the world to publish our findings and not to try to profit by it, and I will lend my aid. On that condition only will my answer be yes.
Woody busted me. The invisibility thing, he's like, the Porky shower scene. He caught me.
Ooh. It is agreed then that you will investigate your secret unselfishly. Only then will I lend my aid. You leave me no choice, and I need your help. It is agreed, Dr. Hayward. That night, the two, accompanied by Stuart, go to the laboratory of Ali Pasha. The entrance is through a heavily barred basement. The place is built like a fort. Your secret should be well guarded. Guarded? Oh, yes. I have, in addition, a small army of huge, murderous blacks, perfectly faithful Protected. Yes, indeed. Okay, let me say something here, just so we don't risk potentially get. You're still here, right, Batgoat?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let me say something because I've noticed this kind of come up in the dialogue a couple times. Not all black people are murderers. Not all black people are bad. Okay.
And just like in the Sheena story, not all white people are bad either. So
yeah,
you've got to balance that out. They're just painting the picture of bad guys, and back then they used color.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to make sure we understand that so that I don't, if somebody comes back later and watches this and like, remember, this is how they wrote back then.
That is correct, Mike. They did. I mean, what would happen today? Someone would write something like "murderous thugs," right?
Yeah.
Or
it would, that'd probably be what it would be today. It'd be like murderous thugs or murderous bad guys or murderous whatever.
Yeah, because color has nothing to do with anything in today's society. We know that. So like when we see that, it points out like, oh yeah, this is how people were.
And every time we run across this, I want to have that discussion. Just make sure everybody understands.
Yes.
How they wrote.
Yes.
Doesn't necessarily mean anything bad. So no need to cancel.
Correct. They didn't know any better, and we certainly don't condone it.
Right. Exactly. We don't condone it. So anyways, okay. All right. Anyways, at a signal, the steel doors is hoisted. All right. I'm that picture is not necessarily that picture right there is not exactly a good picture either.
No, it's like a caricature.
Well, it looks like he's got a lot of hair on him.
Yeah.
And if they're depicting him as black,
yeah,
let's just say it's not exactly. I know what a few people in today's world would probably be saying.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. The person was drawn either. So,
but you get where I'm going with it, right?
Yes. Yeah.
My servant will take your things. Bengal, take things. Bengal looks pleasant, but he could shame a cobra at a sign. I can believe that. Me take me be very, very nice. Well, come along, gentlemen. We have little time. Let's get ready. There is much work to be done. Here is a skull which will interest you very much. A skull in a 20th century laboratory. That type of ornament belongs to the past. It does belong to the past, a dark past. This is the skull of Masap Ray, a great yogi under whom it was my good fortune to study strange, but it possesses dark mystic powers. You'll learn more about it when you return later, my friends. So there's a skull right there as we scroll down.
Mm-hmm. Looks like a slee stack.
Yeah, and of course not.
Look at that! It's a total slee stack skull from Land of the Lost.
Yeah. Not to be confused with our friend Lorenzo Sleestack.
Who's that?
He's one of our he's another YouTuber. I know him through RJ through like Chris and all them.
Okay, so that's okay.
Yeah, you've seen one of the other like Cross Comics, Lorenzo Sleestack, that group.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Sleestack scared the heck out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah. Well, those big eyes.
Yeah. So I mean, think about it. I was probably 5 or 6 years old when that first came on, and I loved the show. But those Sleestacks scared me.
Well, they were already in syndication when I was watching them. So
yeah, that was first run for me.
Yeah. My experiments have been successful up to this point. It is the field of electrical radiation that I find puzzles me deeply. Do you mean, Ali Pasha, that you will reduce your invisible specimens into electrical impulses with Dr. Hayward's help? That doesn't sound like a good idea. What do you think, Batgoat?
No, they didn't really quite understand nuclear radiation back then.
Science fiction of that time period.
Yeah. Well, you know the story about the
interesting thoughts they had on what the future held in terms of scientific discovery, huh?
You know the story about the clock face girls or the watch girls with radium for World War One, when they found that radium glows in the dark, and so they were putting on watch hands for the soldiers, but they thought radium was good for you, and so they had these girls that would paint the faces on the clocks, and they would dip a brush into radium and then lick it in their mouth, and there was 20, 30 of them. Their jaws fell off. Oh, it was horrible.
Ugh. Yeah. Well, anyways, I'm going to step away from the camera for a moment because it's getting quite in here now. So I'll be right back.
Ouch. Mike steps away and I cough up a lung. All right. Okay. So once again, we are at, two misses. The T and the B are both misses. Hey, Mike's back. All right.
All right. I'll put in a guess. E.
You want an E. All right. The very first letter. Very first letter is E. I'll go ahead and type that out in chat, and then you go ahead and
All right. I'll get back to this. I figured. Yeah. I figured I'd put one letter out there before the Hayward got two built in there. So. All right. Anyways, getting back to the story here. I am beginning to grasp the principles behind your discovery, Ali Pashi. After the injection of your serum, the subject can be reduced to the state of an invisible ray and then transmitted. Interesting theory, huh, Batgoat?
I missed it. I was reading the chat.
I'll read that part again. I am beginning to grasp the principles behind your discovery, Ali Pashi. After the injection of your serum, the subject can be reduced to the state of an invisible ray and then transmitted. So it sounds like what he's saying is that the way that Ali Pashi is doing this, he's basically transforming whatever he's shrinking into like almost like a radio wave or something. All right, I get it. Hey, Robert. Yeah, we're going through Fiction House tonight. If you can like and share the... All right.
Sorry, getting a little.
All right. What
Junk
do you?
back in my lungs.
Yeah. What
Hey, hey, Robert.
Yeah. Woody also just gave you a letter.
Okay. And good to see you, Robert. All right, go ahead, Mike. I'm back. I'm good.
Yeah. All right. And as always, if you haven't yet, if you can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people here, that'd be appreciated. Anyways, back to the story here. Let me see. But how can the phenomenon be controlled? That is I'm sorry. But how can the phenomenon be controlled? That is my problem. Before Dr. Hayward can answer, the silence of the semi-dark laboratory is rudely shattered. What was that? I hope no intruder has tried to enter for the safety of his own life. But a burly black comes running up and announces excitedly, Massa, boys do fighting. No will stop, come quick.
And here's more of that art and that style we're talking about that not real cool. We don't like that, but
that we wouldn't condone today.
Correct. That's the way they did it back then.
Mm-hmm. What? Fighting? If I don't stop them, they may massacre each other. They're so bloodthirsty. In the Black's quarters, two giants are struggling fiercely, gouging, biting, slashing at each other. The remaining men shout in frenzy. Screams and howls fill the room. Chaos pervades. And look at them. They're really going at it there.
Mm-hmm.
A door bursts open, and Ali Pasha stands upon the threshold. His piercing eyes flame. His glare is strange. Fighters fall back as though struck. The eyes continue to blaze. The men grow limp. Their brains are numb. They fall at the feet of Ali Pasha, groveling, pitifully afraid. Wow! Talk about mind over matter, hey, Batgoat? Oh, did Batgoat go off camera again? Oh.
I heard everything. I just can't talk right now, Mike.
Okay. Yeah, and Robert said hello back to you, Batgoat, but
all right. Yeah, no, he's got the power of the evil eye. He's got like the stink eye. He stares at them and they're like, woo.
Yeah. There. That shall be all for now. Such incidents will not occur again. You observe, Dr. Hayward, my mastery over my blacks.
Oh, what a jerk.
Yeah.
That would be a good power too. A good superpower is the stink eye. If you could have the stink eye, like anyone you look at, you'd go.
And or just simple mind control.
No, I like the stink eye. Just your eyes bulge out and people cower in fear immediately. I think that'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm. After long hours of tedious study and experiments, a tired Dr. Hayward is near the end of his research in his experiments on invisibility. Soon we shall demonstrate to the world our amazing results. No, 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 doctor. We must first wait. We shall put our ideas into practice, startle and mystify the people, and when we have created enough interest. What are you driving at? What are you driving at? I don't follow you. Then I'll come to the point. We have in our hands power, power beyond human conception. I don't intend to lose it. You will help, Doctor. Ah, now we're starting to see his true colors, aren't we, Batgoat? Is he muted again? Okay. You're muted again, I guess. All right.
See, Mike, keep going. I'm listening.
Okay. You're stark mad, Ali Pashi. I don't think for a moment that'll have any part in this. I don't think for any moment that I'll have any part in this scheme. You'll change your mind. Ali Pashi, enraged by Dr. Hayward's attitude, presses a secret button. I don't like to do this, but you leave me no other alternative, Doctor. Why, you dastardly fiend! I should have known you'd break your word. I'm sorry, sir, but sometimes drastic means are necessary. You understand? So yes, we're seeing the guy's true colors coming out here, aren't we? Um, well, you may be sure you won't get away with this. There is a higher law. Through dark oriental passages, the two scientists are taken to a carefully guarded room. Hee hee. You understand that I must do this, but consider me still your friend. Don't be funny. You have nothing to gain by these tactics. Think it over. Wow. And now, and I just realized this considering how he was talking earlier, too. Laura's now in danger, too, because um, with her father and her fiance locked up in a room somewhere, Ali Pashi can let's say have his way with her or have a chance with her supposedly. All right, and that's the end of that probably till the next month. So let's see where we're at now. So we got done with the main stories here. Going back to the first page here. Let's see where.
All right, Mike, I'm back. I'm talking to my roommate. He just came home, so sorry about that.
Okay, no problem. So yeah, so Batgoat, did you notice how the bad guy that Ali Pashi seemed to be showing his true colors there?
Yeah.
At the end there.
Yeah.
Now you have. Go ahead.
Well, as far as what, wanting to move in on the guy's fiance?
Well, that too. That's more secondary at this point, but he's got the two guys now trapped in a room in his laboratory. So yeah, now but in terms of his true color, because he initially agreed to use his work unselfishly for the benefit of mankind, but it would appear that he may not have. If you read the last part of that dialogue right there, it would appear that he may have never intended for that to be. He
Going
may
for
have.
the kind of control thing with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So, yeah. So we're at an hour 15, so we can probably get through some of the some of the shorter humorous stuff here. So,
Cool.
so why don't we go ahead? And of course, StreamYard is saying that there are no viewers here. While
They're
so
still here. It's just,
StreamYard and YouTube are being funky again.
they said there's one, but we know YouTube says one, but I know for a fact that there's more people watching it. Now it says 3. Yeah, it's crazy. It never works.
Yeah, always screwy. All right. So, anyways, well, I think we should let's see. There's 2. There should be 5. If Robert's still here, there should actually be 5 of us here. I think, or no, yeah, 5 of us here. Robert's still here with us. So, all right. So now let's go through and look up some of the shorter features.
Well, go back one.
Oh, go back one. Oops. I hit the wrong. I hit the wrong thing there.
Hawks of the Sea. No, it's not that one. I saw it earlier. Something about Navy wings was the one that I wanted to see. Wings of the Navy. You were going past it real quick. No. It might be ahead of those, actually.
Yeah. That's probably what it is then. All right, Uncle Otto here. Now, this is more of a visual gag thing, it looks like. Not much.
Lurkers don't count on YouTube. Okay, Toys, that makes sense.
All right, so you got in bed there, you got a couple people, and then I guess from... actually, let me make this bigger so we can make it out a bit better here.
Two.
Actually, didn't look like it really went up at all.
Toys. Get your kids to clean by turning off the internet. Very true.
Yeah, for whatever reason, this it wasn't enlarging for some reason. Try one more time here. Trying to enlarge. Oh, there we go. Now it's enlarging.
King of the router.
Burglars. She sends her husband there out of bed. She's lying there. And now Uncle Otto, I guess, is there. I mean, the way they got that thing behind him, it almost looks like he got angel wings there.
I don't understand that at all.
Yeah. Well, this is more of I think this is more of a visual humor thing. So if you can't figure out what's going on in it, Turkish bath, steam room. Because there's not much dialogue here. Stars on parade here.
I get the other one. I get that one above it.
Oh.
Because this place is a sweatshop, like what do you call where the kids make all the shoes of the forced labor things, or the
sweatshops.
It's a sweatshop, yeah, it's a sweatshop. So he's saying this place is a sweatshop, like don't go in there, but it's a Turkish bath because you go in there and you sweat.
Steam room, showers, pool.
So it's not like a bad thing. That's kind of funny. I like that. That's a good play on words.
Yeah. Stars on Parade by B. Laura Lane. So here's Errol Flynn. Let's see what
Errol
they say.
Flynn.
Didn't he play Robin Hood in a movie a while back in his day?
Errol Flynn played everything. He was the guy. He was the dude for silent films, like in the 20s. He was the main man. He was the guy who always played the swashbuckler. The dude, he jumped on the sail, stuck his knife in, and went all the way down the sail, ripping the knife in.
Errol Flynn, while rehearsing a boxing sequence for, quote unquote, the perfect specimen, was supposed to knock out Jack Roper. The scene had been rehearsed for a week, but at the actual take, Errol turned his head to look at Joan Blondell,
famous high from the 20s,
and Bango Roper KO'd Flynn.
That's great. That's funny. Hey, doll, check me out. Whap!
That's what happens when you turn your eyes away, doesn't it?
Yeah. Don't showboat.
Let's see. Sparky McFarland.
Spanky from Little Rascals.
Oh, Spanky McFarland. Okay.
Yeah.
Spanky McFarland. I didn't know his last name was McFarland, but Spanky McFarland from, as you said, Little Rascals. Okay. Became tired of being his own stand-in. He complained, so the studio made a wooden image of Spanky. It is jointed and can be made to pose in any position.
Okay.
All right. Clark Gable is one of Hollywood's crack skeet shooters.
I didn't know that.
Bill Robinson eats a total of 4 quarts of ice cream a day. He eats it with every meal. Then he claims is what gives me my pep.
He died a year later. Kidding.
Oh, he did.
I'm kidding.
Well, there's a lot of Bill Robinsons. I don't know who this Bill. There's a lot of Bill.
That's not real healthy.
Let's see, George Raft. George Raft and his close friend, Purvis Lemaire. All right, the Prince. Even with me having.
Yeah, I can't read that. Those are too small. Too
There's
small. We don't know who these people are anyway, so.
Well, the only one we knew of is probably Errol Flynn.
Well, and Spanky. I knew Spanky.
And Clark Gable and Bill Robinson, apparently.
I don't know who Bill Robinson is. He likes ice cream, or he liked ice cream. That man did.
William Powell. No fish story, but we won't read that.
He was a famous actor from way back when, I think.
Yeah. Right, so So is E the only letter so far in your
Correct.
Correct. Yeah. I think Woody did try to put in an A there. Was that part of the word or
yeah, he did. That A, T, and B are the misses. Woody says Frank Morgan was the Wizard of Oz, and I did not know that, and that's very cool. Thank you for pointing that out.
All right, this is probably what you were referring.
Yeah, it's my Wings of the Navy. That looks like a PBY, Catalina. Not a Catalina.
Oh, well, take a look at it. Model planes and model building by Les Marshall here. Wings of the Navy.
Yeah, it's a PBY. Look at that. Oh, I love those planes.
Well, let's read up a little bit about it because it does have a little thing here. Little tidbit here. Let's see what they have to say about this plane, this UP-6 or whatever. On the morning of February 8th, 1937, so that would have been 85 years ago, I believe. 12 big twin-engined consolidated Navy patrol boats checked in at Honolulu all night long. They thundered over the vast Pacific through a pea soup fog with zero visibility in search of a small bit of land, a mile square. The pilots of patrol plane squadron VP6 completed the 2,553-mile formation flight in 21 hours, 48 minutes, a stern test of man and plane.
Cool. Those PBYs did so much work in World War II and saved so many lives. They picked up so many downed aviators in the Pacific Ocean. Just a great plane and a wonderful history.
Was it a seaplane, a biplane?
Yes, seaplane. You got two big old radial engines up there on top. It was just a big, slow beast, but it could loiter over the ocean for hours, and they spotted submarines with it, spotted enemy, they go out to spot the enemy with it, but mostly it was a rescue plane and picking up downed airmen. Wonderful plane. That was also the plane you know the story about Flight 19, the planes that disappeared in 1946. 9 planes disappeared. 8 Navy planes disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle. It's called Flight 19. It's a real famous Bermuda Triangle story. So they launched a search after the planes were missing, and one of those, a PBY, was out looking for it, and it disappeared. And then they figured out, nope, it blew up. They called them like the flying gas tanks, like they had a big gas.
What year did that happen that you're talking about?
1946.
Okay, so it's different from what I because I remember there was.
Hey, Lorenzo Sleestack. Hey, we were just talking about you. Good to see you.
Hey, Lorenzo. Glad you're here. If you can like and share the stream, that'd be appreciated. The only reason I asked Batgoat is because I was just thinking of, because I remember there was a Star Trek Voyager episode called The 37s.
Okay.
Where I guess there were supposedly like a group of, I don't know, like 12, one of them being Amelia. You remember the whole story with Amelia Earhart, right? How she disappeared on one of her flights, I guess 1937 or what. She was one of several who supposedly disappeared that nobody knew what happened to them. And then I guess one of the theories that was put out there was they were abducted by aliens, I guess. Sure. And they played that out on a Star Trek Voyager episode.
Okay.
So that's when you were talking about that. That was
the Flight 19. If you've ever seen the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind,
which I haven't.
Movie? Okay. And
I've heard of the movie, but I've never watched it.
At the end, the big alien ship comes down and they approach it, and as the ramp goes down and people start walking off, they're like you see like naval aviators kind of walking down and looking around, and they have the old school piloty clothes on. So it's left to the viewer's imagination that would be the Flight 19 people.
Yeah. All right. That was a fun Voyager episode. So Lorenzo saw it too. Okay.
Yeah. Very cool.
All right. Here we go. The Army Pursuit. Try this trim glider. So I guess. Oh yeah. This is a model plane.
Simply make it yourself.
Yeah. A lot of hobby type stuff back in these days, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, anyways, so there we go. Batgoat.
Thank you. That was very cool. Yeah.
Sure. Hey, again, it's always always want to get the information out there, right? Hey, Peter. Heroes of Sport. Let's see how we do if we try to enlarge it here. All right. Well, the print's still a little. Let's see. Irvin Jaffe, who I haven't even heard of that guy before.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't care
it
about him.
looks like he was. Well, it looks like he was may have been an ice skater or a
He's
roller
a skater who won a bunch of medals. Yay.
Let's see who else. Death in the Ring. Def Jim Burke. Simon Burr. Death in the Ring. Down through the history of boxing, there occasionally stands out a tragedy as a result of a fatal blow. These ring accidents, however, seem to have occurred more often about 20 years ago. So 20 years from 1938 would have been like 1918.
30 years ago, it says.
30 years ago. So 1908 then.
Mm-hmm.
And outstanding is the case of Def Burke and Simon Byrne. In the year 1830, Simon Byrne killed Sandy McKay. Public opinion forced him to leave the ring. I guess they believe he literally murdered him in the ring, I guess.
They bare-fisted. They bare-fisted back then.
The lure of fighting tempted him to return, and shortly after, he himself was killed by Def Jim Burke.
I saw a video on this, a YouTube video a while back about how brutal boxing was in the 19th century. A lot of deaths in the ring.
Well, yeah. Boxing and wrestling were real. Boxing's always been real, but when we talk pro wrestling nowadays, it's of course we know it's scripted and all that.
Sure.
But back then, wrestling was real. So let's see. The title of killer seems the fate of these unfortunate boxers whose opponents died. It is ironical that most of these fighters, called killers, are really the mildest sort of men whose careers often suffer because of the grief they endured. A few outstanding examples are mild-mannered Bob Fitzsimmons, slow, big, kindly Primo Carnera. It's kind of funny, yeah. They're talking about the original Primo Carnera. I do know for a fact that I believe his grandson, Primo Carnera III, did actually wrestle for a while in the early to mid 90s.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, on the independent scene.
Okay.
And happy-go-lucky Max Baer.
Max Baer, yeah.
To whom Ernie Shaft lost. He was so badly beaten that a few days later he died.
Hey, Max Baer was that big German boxer. He was a big famous German boxer from the 19th century, right? I think.
Maybe, I don't know. Because the name Max Baer did, I'm not sure, but wasn't there also an actor named Max Baer? From the Beverly, wasn't he the guy who played Jethro?
Gosh, I don't know. Let me see. Oh no, I was wrong. He was an American guy, but Max Baer. He was born in 1909, so yeah, Max Baer would have been like fighting at this time when this was printed.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
There's Max Baer the boxer, and there is another. There's a Max Baer judge. Let's see, what's this? Let's see. Oh, there's a few.
Yeah, I clicked on Max Baer the boxer.
Yeah, Max Baer the boxer, 1909 to 1959, and then Max Baer Jr., the son of the boxer, actor on. Okay, that's who I was.
He was so famous, Mike. I didn't realize this. He was. That's why I knew the name. He was like the big heavyweight way back when. They said he was the Muhammad Ali until Muhammad Ali came, because he was 6'4". He was a big dude, and as we know, he beat people to death. So
Yeah,
he was kind of a big deal.
What I just found out here, because maybe I'll try to share this real quick.
Jethro's Max Jr. Is that right, Woody? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I just found that.
That is interesting. I did not know that. That's really cool.
I just found that. Here, let me.
Jethro's a big dude, so big Bubba.
See right here.
There you. Okay. So he's the son of Max Baer, the famous heavyweight fighter.
He was born on December 4th, 1937.
Okay.
Which would have made his dad about 28 at that point.
Correct.
So he would be now 84 years old right now.
Wow. Jethro. I love Jethro.
Yeah. So anyways, let's see.
Speaking of Beverly Hillbillies, that's funny how we've had Beverly Hillbillies twice in one show.
If you think about it, though, I was the one who was first bringing up that point that I thought I remember about Max Baer playing.
You did, correct.
It was Max Baer Jr. So
yeah, correct. Very cool. Very cool.
Well, let's see. Let's go back to that for a quick. We're at hour 36, so we're going to probably be needing to wrap up here pretty soon.
Okay.
Here. But because it's hour 36, we.
Can't believe I made it this whole time. I mean, I had to excuse myself to cough a few times, but I did all right.
Yeah, but look at this. So, what's this? News facts. News facts by George. London, England. On a recent visit here, Robert Taylor, screen idol, was so besieged by autograph hunters that he was forced to seek shelter in a police station.
That's funny.
That's me, partner. Chicago, Illinois. A well-known financier here has bought a half interest in a newsstand because he was fond of the 12-year-old newsie.
Okay.
Now, before anybody goes anywhere with it, let's. I believe that was a platonic fondness.
Yes.
Anybody who gets any nasty ideas there needs to go put themselves in a closet somewhere.
Correct. He was fond. He was fond of the boy in a
platonic manner.
Exactly, in a innocent and normal way. Like, that's a good kid. I'm going to spend money on his paper, which is kind of a cool story.
Yeah. The fact, though, that we should actually have to say that
is the society we live in.
It's kind of a dark spot on our current society. The fact that
victim apologize society, show off your victimhood, and as soon as someone says a bad word, then you can attack. It's an awful society we live in. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Key West, Florida. Ken Carper, a diver, left his entire fortune to a young Hawaiian boy who once saved his life by cutting him free from an octopus. Lawyers are confident they'll find the boy.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty cool.
Uh-huh. But the thing is that if you didn't know who the Hawaiian boy is, I mean, hopefully they had some kind of...
They found him?
Yeah.
Maybe give money to the village that the kid was from or something?
Yeah, so this was, of course, 74 years ago today. Likelihood that that the people involved, maybe the boy might still be around, but I think all the people involved are most likely long dead. But but the boy might be but chances are the boy wouldn't be seeing this year, on our stream. But would be cool if it was the case.
Yeah. Thank goodness for beer. Well, of course.
Boston, Massachusetts. John Swope, an executive at a dinner tendered tendered him by his associates. I guess meaning given by his associates, I'm guessing is what that tendered. Said he has dictated 120,000 letters in 10 years. Wow, 120,000 letters in 10 years. That's 120 letters a year. Wow. All right, so let's see. So where are we at now?
1,200 a year.
Huh?
That would be 1,200 a year.
120,000. Oh yeah, you're probably right.
12,000. Yeah. But I mean, back in the day, it's saying he was an active businessman because they didn't have machines. They did type, but there's no computer. So that's all they did was just dictate letters to their stenos or their secretaries, right?
Yeah. So we're at an hour 41 now. So I'll just kind of breeze through these. We can look at them.
I'll be right.
Complete the faces of Cinderella and her sister and the prince. So look at these activity pages. Can you form the letter H with 3 of these pieces? That's an interesting challenge right there. Try these shadow graphs. Look at all this party fun. It was just, this stuff must have really been fun for kids back here in 38. Looking at all this. These activity pages would have really been fun to do. Let's see, the Count of Monte Cristo. Pee-wee, as we said, we're just going to breeze through these because we are an hour.
He did some simple math for us. He says 35 or 40 letters a day. That guy was dictating.
Yeah.
So he was busy.
All right.
Did he even have time to work, or is that all he did? Just dictate letters to everyone? That's
an interesting question. It'd be interesting if we could go back in time to see what was up. All righty then. So there we go. We're up to an hour 42 now, so it's probably a good time to start winding down.
Still, you've got.
Well, remember, I still have the This Day in Each History stuff to do.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
That's going to be a few minutes, but
sure.
We
can want to keep throwing letters out though.
Yeah. So what? Okay. So get us caught up on the letter. So is E the only correct letter we have so far?
Yeah. Let me type it out here real quick.
And then you said A, T, and what and B are no goes.
A, T, and B are the missed letters. Correct. A, T, B are missed.
Letter that starts with E, and it's 7 letters, right?
Correct.
All right. I'll throw out a letter S.
S. Ruh-roh.
Add another miss.
S is a miss. So, I'll keep taking letters through to the end.
All right.
If you're going to niche it up.
Well, we'll wait a couple more minutes, and we're at an hour 44, so we can wait at least another minute. I'll give one more letter here, and then
okay.
I.
Uh-oh. That's not looking too good.
So, E is the only vowel thus far that we've seen in there.
Yeah, the letters on the bottom here, these are the misses.
Well, I can't really tell through the screen here. So.
Okay. So E is the only one you have. The missed letters are I, A, T, B, and S. Only one more guess left.
Yeah, I'm almost thinking R.
Hang 'em high. He's hung to dead. He got hung. The word was economy.
Economy.
In definitely in honor of our favorite subject. We all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, economy. Okay. Well, yeah. So I was thinking of
Worst inflation spike in 40 years. Way to go, Brandon. Way to go, Brandon.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, we're at hour 46 now, so I think it would be a good time to. So let me just take a quick peek here at some of this stuff. 1942, 2012. Oh yeah, 1962, and then 2017. Okay. Alrighty then. So without any further ado, let's go. Today being Friday, April the 15th, which of course is also tax day. Boo.
Yeah.
Why don't we go ahead and take a look back at this day in each history? History. All right, and our first stop, we're going to head back to 1942, 80 years ago today. As on this date today, as we talked about back in these times, of course, a lot of the comic books we know of were more anthologies. Well, the 30th issue of the first volume of Flash Comics went on sale on this date back in 1942. It was, of course, from DC, but at the time, DC publishing Flash under JR Publishing Company. It was 10 cents. The features included The Flash, the affair of the Curiosity Ray. You had Johnny Thunder, Peachy Pet controls a Thunderbolt. You also had Hawkman in there, the riddle of the Mother Goose house. Look at it this way. You guys potentially have some stuff to look forward to when we get to this point in a couple of years. So you had King Standish and the Whip as well. So on this date, 80 years ago today, the 30th issue of Flash Comics went on sale, and at the time it was an anthology which featured the Flash, of course. Sold for 10 cents and was 64 pages.
Cool.
So there you go with that one. Boy, what an ignominious loss. All right.
When Toy says, "LOL, he's your president." I know.
Yeah.
Although the only person that makes Biden look good would be Justine Trudeau.
Oh.
Go ahead and use the emergency power acts to arrest your own people.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, moving on to the next piece of niche history. I actually would like to wish a happy birthday to I'd like to wish a happy 60th birthday to Tom Kane, American voice actor Tom Kane, known for his roles including Professor Utonium, him, and Talking Dog on the Powerpuff Girls, Darwin in The Wild Thornberrys, Lord Monkey Fist in Kim Possible.
Oh, Darwin.
Yeah. Mr. Harriman in Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Yoda in Star Wars Clone Wars, and Star Wars Doctor Doom and Spider-Man. I think that's and then Magneto and Wolverine and the X-Men. Yeah, so happy 60th birthday to Tom Kane. When I was looking at his profile a little bit earlier too, when I was looking him up here to get some other stuff. So he was actually forced to retire last year. Let's see. Yeah, retirement. Kane suffered a stroke in November 2020, which left him with weakness on the right side of his body and damage in his speaking, writing, and reading abilities. In September 2021, his daughter Sam confirmed that he had officially retired from voice acting due to his stroke. So he's been retired.
Bad. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, but like
I don't know. I used to watch Wild Thornberrys and Powerpuff Girls. I don't remember Talking Dog from Powerpuff Girls, but I don't know.
But I remember him as Professor Utonium and him from Powerpuff Girls franchise. You knew him as Darwin Thornberry. Let's see, among some of the other things here. Of course, these are all the movies. I guess they cast.
I haven't watched any animated.
Well, he was, I guess, in the Smurfs movie.
In 2011. I didn't watch that. I've never watched any animated Star Wars. I don't get out. I don't like that.
Yeah,
junk. That's what I consider it. But who am I? Did you see what
in the 95 to 96 Iron Man series? He did the voice of Homer. I guess that's the computer. Sentry, Stingray, and Ghost. He was in there for 8 episodes. Phantom 2040, The Incredible Hulk. He was Scimitar and Homer again. 1997 Spider-Man series. So they were saying he was the voice of Spider-Man, Doctor Doom, during the Secret Wars story. Doom, that's right. He was in Cow and Chicken as well as the announcer.
You missed the Angry Beavers. That is huge for me. I own that on DVD and I stream it. I love the Angry Beavers. And I remember Oxnard Montalvo, which was kind of a takeoff of Ricardo Montalban, and that was Dag's favorite actor.
Yeah, and he was in a lot of Cartoon Network stuff here. A lot of the stuff that he was in was, well, some of it was Nickelodeon too, obviously.
Yeah.
Cow and Chicken, Johnny Bravo.
Angry Beavers is Nick.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Kim Possible was Disney. So anyway, I again wishing him
Cat Dog, that's Nick.
Yeah.
He was on Cat Dog. So real prolific voice actor.
Right. But and I knew that. But again, a happy 60th birthday to him. Sorry that he was forced to retire. Because of that. But anyways, moving on to the next thing here. As on this date 10 years ago today, in 2012, TNA Total Nonstop Action held its lockdown pay-per-view. From the Nashville Municipal Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee. This is, of course, the pay-per-view in which every match was in a steel cage, hence the name Lockdown.
Oh.
The main event of the evening saw Bobby Roode retain TNA World Heavyweight Championship over James Storm. You also saw Eric Young and ODB retain the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championship over Rosita and Sarita. Now, the Knockout Tag Team Championship was basically the women's championship. Now, why Eric Young was allowed to, I don't know. I don't remember the angle. I wasn't really watching that at the time. Basically, every match here was, of course, a steel cage match. Gail Kim retained the TNA Women's Knockout Championship over Velvet Sky. Velvet Sky is currently the color commentator for NWA Power and USA on YouTube. Devon, as in Devon Dudley, but he just went by the name Devon here, retained the TNA Television Championship over Robbie E. Magnus and Samoa Joe. Now, Magnus is Nick Aldis. Currently, he's a 2-time NWA World Champion, as well as being one of the producers for NWA. He and Samoa Joe, who just recently signed with AEW, were tag team champions at the time, and they retained their tag team championship over the Motor City Machine Guns in a steel cage. And the match opened with Team Garrett Bischoff defeating Team Eric Bischoff in a lethal lockdown loser leaves TNA match. So, So there you go. So on this date, 12 years ago today, a lockdown pay-per-view for TNA was held. So with that, we have one more piece of niche history, and then we should be done. I'd like to go steal some public domain comic. Oh boy. Anyway, so our last piece of niche history here happened 5 years ago today. On this date, 5 years ago today, case closed, The Crimson Love Letter debuted in Japanese theaters on this day, 5 years ago today. So on this date, back in 2017, case closed, The Crimson Love Letter premiered in Japanese theaters. So there we go. So there we go with this day in each history. I hope everybody had fun tonight.
Mike, can you real quick go up and read Lorenzo's last statement, just so you know it, and then the chat hears it too. It's because he's got a video he wants to share with us.
Oh. Check out my last stream. If you missed it, we had a heated debate about whether manga will displace Western-style comics, as well as a debate about public domain comics.
That's interesting. That sounds really interesting.
Now, Batgoat, I know we were even talking about this before we went live. I know you yourself said you're not big on the idea of going back and watching live streams. But is that one you would consider going back and watching?
Yeah, that is interesting. In fact, Woody said he bookmarked it. I might do that too. That sounds interesting. Yeah. And in fact, Toys made a comment. He said, yes. I think he's answering, yes, it will, as far as will manga take over. He said, in popularity, indie comics crowdfunded by fans will continue until the fan base dies out. And you know what, Toys? I kind of agree with you. I think long term, I don't know if there is a future in the indie comics.
Yes, it will. See. Indie comics crowdfunded by fans will continue until the fan base dies out. Yeah, well, yeah, because, I mean, even Yellow Flash, though, has talked about the explosion of manga, too. I mean, manga over, I'd say, the last...
Oh, all right, Toys. See, you know what, real quick, Toys was peace outing, so the Lulz Trophy winner tonight was Woody. It was very close, but Woody won. So here's your new Lulz Trophy. It's Dino Terror with the hippie bus. Congratulations, Woody.
Yeah. All right. I'm sorry, Batgoat. I should have remembered to give you some more time there.
No, that's okay. And Peace Toys, it was good having you.
Yeah. I've sat in a couple of the panels. I think he does them weekly on. Oh, you mean
for Lorenzo C-Stack? Yeah.
Lorenzo's on Thursday, not Wednesday. But Chris Tomolovich does his Hero Shack Press on Wednesday, and sometimes does a Tism Schism on Friday. So not sat in. I lurked. Okay.
I would do that too if I wasn't comfortable.
Yeah. So. But anyways,
Woody, here's one other prize for winning the Lulz is I'm picking a community chest card. No way. I swear to God, I shuffled them. I'm not lying. I shuffled them. And this is the one we got. You have won second prize in a beauty contest, Woody. Collect $10.
Batgoat, take a look at Toy's comment right there. I just put it up.
LOL close. I wasn't even playing. Shots fired. Shots fired about what?
I think it was about the Lulz Trophy.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I wasn't even playing. I know. Toys like you just naturally put him out. Woody was just on tonight. It happens.
Yeah, but
shots fired.
Anyways, back to it. Yeah, I know there's been a lot of talk how manga has been consistently beating Western comics in sales for probably the last year or so. I'd say.
Normies don't know that. We as geeks who watch YouTube, we know that, but it'll eventually probably become mainstream. That's the way it's going to be.
Yeah. Well, anyways, guys, I
am so honored.
Yeah.
Woody's honored for winning.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the few times he actually won is one. I think he's won a couple of times at least.
He has. Yeah. He's got quite a few wins. But
so anyways, guys, and Batgoat, if you'll stick around for a couple minutes.
Absolutely.
I thank you guys for being here. I do appreciate it when you come in. Hopefully you guys can start coming in, more at the beginning of the show so you can see the whole show and get all the information. That's really the fun part is getting all that information and getting the conversations going. So anyways, guys, I will see you all on Monday. Bye.